What is going on, everybody? I'm back again with another video, and I'm in one of the nicest neighborhoods in New York, which is Forest Hills. And today I'm going to be to a park that I've never been, but I heard a lot about it, which is called Forest Park. So it's all the way down 71st Street, and it borders with other neighborhoods in Queens. So I'm going to walk all the way there and see what the park is about and take you guys with me, so join me. As you can see, the architecture here is beautiful, and the weather's pretty warm today. And another good thing about it is that you see the fall foliage. So we're going to walk over that way and you'll see what's going on, so stay tuned. So it feels like we enter another world. Just look at this beauty over here. Look at all the leaves. A little bit messier, then you see what's going on over here. Residential area. But I'm gonna walk all the way towards the end. I don't know how far it is. It looks close on the map, but I know it's probably like a further distance. Then the park, I think it's divided in two sections. I'm gonna check out one of the sections, and the other side should be like Woodhaven, which is another neighborhood, and the J train passes over there. But let's start exploring around this surroundings over here a little bit, and then we're gonna make our way inside the park to see what the park is all about. Then this is what makes Forest Hills special, like the architecture, the houses. Has like that stunning architecture and the details. It kind of feels like a European vibe, and even nicer with the colors of the fall season. And across the street, it's even nicer. You can see, I gotta say, it's beautiful and surreal. This is just like the peak season of capturing all these trees over here, what you can see in my surroundings. Like if you 360 view, like the colors of the leaves, then the houses, some of them kind of look like if you're in European vibe. Like I said, I've covered this neighborhood a couple of times. Forest Hills is probably one of the nicest neighborhoods in New York City. I think I'm gonna cross the street, because there's like a better vibe right across the street. Like I said many times, the bad thing about the fall is this mess over here, the leaves. You see how I kick it. But I remember watching television, kids playing with it and, you know, raking the leaves, and parents having their own house, like their townhouse, and they would play with the leaves or rake it and all of that. So it's just surreal to be here in real life and witness it, especially in the suburbs or in neighborhoods like this, because if you go like Manhattan, it's pretty hard to see it. There's mostly like skyscrapers, but yeah. But this is still part of New York City. You can see what's going on. All of this are houses that keep going. But if you go in the other side of the park, the neighborhood is really different from this one. But this area is nice. Also, if you go to Kew Gardens, it's a beautiful neighborhood too. And then even the way how they have the signs of the streets, it's pretty beautiful. I'll show you guys over here a little bit. Private streets. You can't really see it, but it says private streets. But yeah, that's what it looks like. Wow, plain beauty. But we're gonna keep walking to see what can we find. So I made a little detour to show you this beautiful, gorgeous street right here with the houses. Wow. Isn't this beautiful, right? It's just amazing. Who would have thought? Not sure how you can see it from a distance, but we got the workers here raking the leaves with a machine. Like I said in my previous videos, that's the only downside to the fall season that happens, you know. You know, a lot of people they hire, especially neighborhoods like this, they can hire contractors like those to take care of the streets and leave them really impeccable. It's crazy, I haven't even got to my destination, but I'm getting really distracted with the streets over here, how pretty they are. You can see, look at the street. With all the fall seasons, like if you want to see like the fall foliage, you got to hit neighborhoods like this or more residential. And that's where you're gonna get a better view of the tree colors. But let's see if I make it forward to my destination. And then over here you got this arch. Not sure if this separates like Forest Hills or like the most, I don't know, nice looking neighborhoods, but I think it continues going all the way until you reach the park. So I'm seeing the houses start changing over here. They're more like together, but it's still pretty beautiful. Get more over this way. And it's still pretty clean with the sidewalks. Still walking 71st Avenue. But I think in a couple of blocks to be my destination, Forest Park. I think it's a perfect day to explore the park with the beautiful weather and the fall foliage. And really excited to see what's happening over there. So after walking like about maybe 15 minutes, I'm approaching the park. All I gotta say is it has a bunch of trees And a couple of years I had a lot of controversy in terms of safety and stuff, but I guess, you know, anything can happen anywhere, so I'm just gonna go here and check out what's going on. You know, I'm a fan of parks and a lot of parks in New York City to explore, and then you can see what's going on. Between the neighborhood, you can see it's beautiful and all of that, so fall colors and stuff, but let's go and see what's going on. Hopefully I don't get lost in the park. So this park is actually different, and I can see why there might be some issues. There's like a lot of areas over here you can go like literally hiking by the leaves and everything. So I'm just walking, I don't know which way to go. I think there's a highway that passes over the park, but like it's literally just nature over here. But yeah, I've seen a lot of content creators, they cover this park or they feature it a little bit, you know, because it's like surrounded by a nice neighborhood. One thing about it, I know this is dust, so I think my shoes are gonna end up being a little dirty, but I don't mind, you know. Let's go explore this beautiful park right here. The neighborhood's over that way, then this is over here. I think this trail goes underneath or above the highway. I can actually see the bridge right there. And once I pass that over there, that should be pretty interesting to see the park. Like I say, this park is divided into two sides. This is one side of the park, then the other side I think has like a golf course. So I'm probably just gonna focus mainly in this area to see what's going on. What I like about the park is that it feels like you're walking under a tunnel of trees, even more with the fall foliage. But the leaves are gonna disappear by probably next month. So I think the best time to come is during spring, summer, and of course now fall season. As you can see, you get to see all the colors and the lively area over here. And I'm looking at the other side, it's just literally like a lot of nature surrounded by neighborhoods around, you know. A lot of neighborhoods connect with this park, and it proves you how big Queens is. So this is probably the area that passes underneath Jackie Robinson Parkway. And then I think it's gonna get more interesting once I make it to the other side of the park. But this is really beautiful over here. Got like this bridge over here, they decorated beautiful. Forest Park Bridle Path. And it's surrounded by all of this. Then once I make it underneath that, this is what you get over here. Whoop! Just nature, nature, nature. It's a perfect place to get some fresh air, go hiking. At some point, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the movies Blair Witch Project, like they got sceneries like this. But yeah, the only thing, this is all covered with sand and stuff, the trailway. But so far, I mean, all I see is trees. But if I walk forward, maybe I'll find something a little bit more interesting. Like it gives you a vibe like if you're outside the city, can't even see the ending of what's going on. And they got like little pathways like this, and I guess it connects you to other sides of the park. So I gotta say, tons and tons of leaves all over here. And you can even walk through some of the areas over here, so maybe a perfect place to sit on some of the branches of the trees and take pictures. I'm just going around the park, see what's going on. All you hear is the noise of the leaves and a little bit of the cars from the highway. So it keeps going all the way over this side. I think if you go in the nighttime, you're probably gonna get lost over here because probably gets dark. But yeah, it's just massive, and it's good to see a lot of nature. I saw a couple of people, they took another side. I guess they know the park pretty well, so you can shortcut. Look how tall the trees are. Kind of gives you a vibe like if you're in between Oregon and Northern California, where they got the branch of the trees and it goes high up, almost reaching up the sky. But yeah, pretty fun. I'm loving it so far over here. Pretty interesting local park that we got here in Queens. And it seems like they got some train tracks, so I don't know if I can shortcut over here and try to capture that. Maybe if I go around the road, maybe it'll pass by the train tracks. Because when I Google the park, that's what usually pops up. I think the best thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to go around and see if I can get that. Now I'll turn back and capture that shot right here. You know what? Let me just risk it and go for it. I don't think there's anything unsafe around here. I'll just make sure, step on the leaves. I just want to capture what's ahead of me. Because I'm kind of looking at the map. I think the trailway that I'm walking, it passes by this, but it's all the way on the other side. So I'm gonna go over here. Looks like you're surrounded. 360 view of what's going on. You're surrounded by the leaves, but I think it's gonna be like a good shot over here. Then you got the gate. But let me show you this right here. Pretty dope. If you want to be like a rapper, maybe you could post with this to my brother Brandon. And after they're a rapper, so maybe they might love being around here in the train tracks. Maybe I'll take advantage and get some shots of myself here too. So look at this over here. This could be my thumbnail. I just gotta say wow. And now that I say, I think I'm just gonna walk the tracks all the way to the other side. 'Cause I see people doing that. That probably might be the fastest way and the most interesting way to get there. Like I think this is just probably like an abandoned track. I don't think it's in full operation. But it's pretty cool to walk around here, you know. And they got other parts of the park. So I think this is a unique park and a super underrated park. I gotta say, this is actually like a therapy for me, or actually perfect place for meditation, you know, just escape all of this, escape all the craziness of the city and some neighbors and just venture out in the middle of nowhere here in the park. It's just something that's pretty beautiful, you know. And I feel like I'm dreaming because, you know, I've never been to this park and I never expected to see like a track over here surrounded by all the trees and stuff. Like you would have think you would find this maybe outside of New York City, like in the suburbs or in like in probably countrysides, but yeah. It just proves you the bunch of diversity and the tons of themes and neighborhoods that New York City has to offer. This is just pretty cool. So I'm gonna walk this whole thing and make it to where the trail area is and see what else can I capture and then probably wrap up the video. And I think after this, look at my shoes. They're cool now, but walking all of these rocks, I think I'm gonna need like a new pair of shoes. Well, it's crazy. Even from here, I can see a train. I think it's a Long Island Railroad, or I'm not sure. What can I see from a distance over here? I also see like a little bridge that goes on top. So let's see what can we find. Over here, I spotted this. So I think I'm just gonna do, whoa, I almost tripped. We got the fence over there. So I think I'm just gonna do my exit over here and try to make my way to another area of the park. So I know it takes me to the other side, but I don't know if there's a fence that blocks me and I will have to turn all the way back to figure my way outside of the tracks. But super walkable park, even though you're surrounded by a bunch of leaves and stuff. But yeah, this is pretty cool, pretty dope. Then they got this over here, you can sit down. So it's like a different type of park that we're used to seeing throughout New York City. Keeps going, and it's gonna connect me with this other trailway that we got over here. Then you can see it goes steep down. Got a couple of stones, so you really gotta watch where you're walking throughout this park. But it's like a unique adventure. Then there's like a little bridge over there. So let's see what it is about. I made it out here, and this is what you get. A bridge over here, and like a road where you can walk around. And I think it goes that way, so I'm just gonna figure which side should I go and keep showing you a little bit more of the park. Not sure how clear you can see, but this is where I was walking earlier, all the way there. So, you know, pretty interesting. Then we're just surrounded by a bunch of trees. Also, another thing that I'm liking about this park, and obviously it's New York, especially Queens, is the diversity of the people. You see people from all walks of life, all nationalities, just being around here in the park. It's just awesome. Look, then we got the road over here. Keep walking it straight. And like I said, one thing that sucks about this season is they put the clock an hour back so it gets dark a little bit early. So that might explain why the sun is literally like hitting early in my face. But so far I'm impressed with the park, you know, family friendly, it's really beautiful, and if you happen to be around the city, I highly recommend that you check out this park. Then a lot of people that bike here. As you can see, like those two gentlemen. And then this is probably like the busier area in the park. Then they got the trailway, but then they got the road like this. And I see another neighborhood out that way. So I'm gonna see where this lets me to. Like I said, you can see all the mess that the leaves down the tree, but I think the action is happening over this way because I see a lot of people going that way and coming back, so I'm gonna venture to see what's happening. So this road, according to what I see in the map, it should connect me to the other side of the park, and it should pass by Myrtle Avenue, and then that will connect you to the other side where they got like a golf course, and I think they have like a track field. So like I said, I think all the action is happening that other way, so I think I'm just gonna rush and make it to the other side to show you what's going on. So far over here, what you see is pretty much the same scenery, you know, a lot of trees. I see pine trees. You can smell the fresh air of the nature. But so far, you know, pretty perfect weather. Gorgeous day today for this park. Like I say, it keeps going. It looks like a movie scene. Even the people sitting on the bench. And this is where I wish I would have brought my bike. I see people biking around here. Like I tell you, this over here takes you to other neighborhoods. And it's gonna end, I'm gonna end it near the tracks in the neighborhood I've never been, which is called Woodhaven. That's where the J train is. I've taken the J train, but I never made it all the way to Queens, so this is gonna be a first for me. The most I've taken the J train was by Marcy Avenue, by Williamsburg and Brooklyn, so we're gonna keep going forward to see what's going on, but you can see it's just literally all surrounded by trees and stuff, so. But yeah, really impressed. And as I was walking here, the gentleman was like, I guess, never seen a camera. I was just looking at the camera. So you do get from time to time some of those stares, but hey, just keep it going. You know, you're in a public space, nothing to worry about. Then over here I'm passing like another road. There's a bridge that will take me to the other side, and then the park connects with the other side of the park. But yeah, this is the bridge. You can see it's literally covered with leaves. I think this is a really perfect season to come explore the park. It's probably not gonna last long, and then you got the highway. I think I see like a bus stop over there. So it's like you're literally, wow, look how gorgeous this is, the street, and you're passing the nature. And then the park keeps going. And I gotta say, the park doesn't look like it's big, but it's actually big. And if you have a bike, it's even better because you can explore the entire two sides of the park. So like I say, when the weather's nice, you know, take advantage to do some exercise, walk around, jog or bike. But you know, always be open-minded to venture out and see what is out there. Here we got a truck running field, and you can see the neighborhoods. I can assume it's probably Woodhaven section in Queens. Kind of borders with some parts of Brooklyn. Once you go to the Brooklyn side, it's Forest Hills. I have yet to discover that neighborhood. But it's pretty nice to see the people, you know, doing recreational activities in the fall colors. So like I said, that's one of the beauties about living in this area of the States, or areas where the weather changes a lot. Like you get to see the four seasons, the summer, the fall, the winter, and the spring, compared to other tropical countries. But yeah, so far I'm really impressed with the park, and it's treated me pretty nice. And this is the entrance to the track, and they got people playing football. Victory Field Track is the name of the track. And when I was a kid, I used to love running. I would go to the track field and run and all of that, but I stopped doing it, so I probably would be like an athlete by now, but it's all good. Doing all this walking, that's just perfect for me. Then they got like a plaza over here, and then this over here is Woodhaven Boulevard, and it will take you to tons of other neighborhoods in Queens. I think if I go that way, I gotta figure what is the side I gotta go. Probably this way. It'll probably take me to the J train. But yeah, something that's pretty interesting about the park. So here in Woodhaven is where you see like the connection with the two sides of the park. I think this might be like the eastern part of the park right here. But then over here is probably the west side. But I'm mostly focused in this side. Maybe another day I'll come back and check out the other side, but it's gonna start getting dark. But the same way I show you guys how I made it to the park by Forest Hills, I'm gonna start making my way to the J train in this neighborhood. If I'm not mistaken, it might be, I think it's Woodhaven, this section over here. And it's starting to get a little bit chilly right now, the weather. But yeah, you can see, pretty busy over here, the highway. And the good thing, it goes down the hill. So I've never been in this neighborhood before. So I'm not gonna explore the whole theme, but I'm just gonna walk around, venture around a little bit and see what's happening. Really different from the other side where I started. It's mostly apartment complex. You don't see like the nice looking houses that you saw in Forest Hills. But still, it looks like it's pretty interesting to explore over here. So I'm gonna have to come back and do a walking tour video just for this neighborhood. So far, I'm liking what I'm seeing right here. And then you got the highway, and this is the other side of Forest Park. And if I go down that way, it turns mostly into houses. But yeah, like I said many times, Queens is probably my favorite borough in New York City. And it's the biggest borough, and I just keep exploring more and more different types of neighborhoods that's happening around here. It's a nice looking apartment complex. Look, it has like its own patio. It reminds me a bit of Parkchester and Stuytown, something a little similar to that. But I think this is like a smaller version of something different. But yeah, got the brick buildings over here surrounded by the highway. The only thing, this is a little bit far from Manhattan, but you got the J train that will take you all the way to Manhattan. Then over here you can see how different it is. The sunset's starting to fall down, and it's early. It's only 3:52. That's crazy. And it seems like this side is mostly Latino based on the people that I'm seeing. But here you got like a residential street. But it looks pretty nice, but a little bit different from Forest Hills. But we're gonna walk forward until we make it to the subway. So I decided to make a detour here in some of the streets. And so far it's pretty nice, you know. Kind of gives me some vibes of some other parts of Queens. Like some parts of Jackson Heights and Corona and Queens. Also resembles a bit the borderline of Kew Gardens with Jamaica. But yeah, based on what I'm seeing so far, it's residential. So I'm gonna make it right, and that should take me into the main street where the J train passes by. So this is 85th and 94th Avenue combined together, and then make a right over here, and it's a pretty interesting street. So this is a neighborhood that doesn't get really much footage. But like I said, I'm probably gonna return back and do a proper video just for this neighborhood. The thing is that it's kind of a little bit deep down in Queens, a little bit far, where there's a lot of squirrels around here. But so far, you know, it looks pretty interesting. It's like another face of New York City. Keeps going over here, and I think the subway line should be ahead of me. Look at this tree, pretty beautiful. And I got the street. And then this should be the J train ahead of me, so I'll probably got like a 40-minute commute to Manhattan, who knows. That's okay, because I already filmed what I had to film, so I'm just gonna relax in the subway ride and probably grab some food in the city. But it's been a pretty pleasant experience over here exploring Forest Park and the surrounding of the park. So yeah, I'm really impressed with the park. It's pretty nice, and definitely when the weather gets nicer, I'm probably gonna keep coming back here to enjoy myself over there. And this is the under area of the subway line. Like many other neighborhoods, you know, it got tons of business when you pass above ground the subway train. This is the first for me because I've never been in this region. But so far it looks pretty cool, you know. So one day I'm gonna have to do a proper video exploring it. This is actually Jamaica Avenue right here. I don't know if you can see it so clearly, which I made a video in Jamaica, Queens, so this passes all the way to Jamaica. So that was the end of my video exploring Forest Park. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there, everybody. God bless y'all, and peace.